Why, hello everyone, this is Frogz Master 595. Alright, this is part 2. That is a good shot. Of course, we still got a few up there. Alright, so I said I'd get these guys moved. So there's literally none over there, as you could see from the review of Good Vibrations anyway. I'm surprised my shirt is somehow visible like that. It's okay, well, whatever. You can tell. Clearly there was not a bunch of frogs there, because if that Good Vibrations review, which you should watch that, by the way, very, very good. Look, there he is. There's his box right there. Very good. Totally not long. Okay. Yeah. Look, if they were not here and I was doing that video, I'd be crushing a bunch of frogs. So they're all here now. At first, they were scattered all over the room, over here, down over there, in the closet, somewhere up there, and I mean, they went over here, they went over there, they went all the way back here. They were over here, getting my elbow in it and stuff. They were everywhere. They were on top of the bed. Buckets on the bed. That freaking line was just... That line destroyed my room, because stuff is still just everywhere. I mean, look. It's everywhere. The catfish is just kind of sitting there. The Robo Sapiens still got the buckets on their heads. And this is getting uploaded late, but I don't care now. We're in the I don't care phase. Stuff just comes out, and it's the good way to do it, I guess. I don't know, but this is a part 2. I said I would do like 3 videos of this. Kind of hinted at a third one. So I made a playlist. I literally just made it. You probably would have noticed it probably before you watched this. I called it Important Videos. That is gonna include videos, I don't know, like this. It might only be the 3 videos for a long time. Now, I'm not going to go back and add like the older stuff, because of the age of those aren't necessarily, I would say, important anymore. I mean, maybe they are, but I'm just, I don't know. I'm probably not going to go back and add those, really. When I'm saying important videos, I'm meaning more like for me, I suppose. I mean, there's other videos, but maybe I should add other ones. I don't know. I don't really know. Maybe I will, because saying it out loud kind of seems like I should add other ones, but I don't know. I'll add others, but I'm gonna keep these 3 at the top, just because they're new, I guess. I don't know. I shouldn't put them at the bottom. This is part 2. The first part, I talked a little bit about what we're mainly talking about here. And this isn't necessarily getting into drama or anything. I don't want to do that. I mean, there were videos where I talked about saying that I wasn't going to do drama and stuff. And like response videos to stuff and like apology. But I deleted all that too, because the comment sections in those are all crazy, weird, just like how they are in all the videos where I was just talking about drama. This isn't really that. It kind of hints at stuff, but this is a much different way of doing it than those other videos. So, not like this is going to get deleted or anything. And it's not like comments like that are just going to form in here. I don't think so anyway, but I guess I will keep track of that, because that would be a good thing to do. Okay, so the first video, if you have not seen that, which I think that has like 100 views, so that's good. And I know it's really long. And this one is not going to be that long, don't worry. It's going to be shorter. Wasn't that like 39 minutes, that first one? I bet it is. Yeah, it won't be that long, but trust me, I'm sure it's still going to be lengthy. the first one was basically just me saying about the future of Frogz. We're already seeing it, and today I was looking on eBay. They got a Steelers Frogz with this thingy. There's a 5 o'clock somewhere with this thingy. I think I may have actually shown that in the video I did relating to this. There's a graduation, get the party started one now. That and the Steelers one came on yesterday. They're still on, obviously. It's the prices going crazy. There's never been a graduation, get the party started to have that price, and now there's one. There's been some Steelers. It's the Here We Go Steelers Frogz. There's been some like that, so I guess that's not as surprising, but I don't think there could be two reasons as to why the seller listed that for the amount. It could be because they saw that older Steelers Frogz were listed for that much. It could also be because they saw that certain Frogz in general were listed that much. So that one was listed that much. That's how the Grave Ravers are. Almost every single Grave Raver on eBay is over $100. It was not like that at one time, and now it is. And the Grave Ravers aren't that old, really. I know some people say that they're getting old. They're not really that old yet. They're not 20. They're like 15 years, 16. It's getting there. They're not that old yet. Now, some dancing hamsters, that's getting into more of a vintage area. Billy Bass, and then Douglas Spurs. Grave Ravers aren't really at that point yet. I don't think so. I wouldn't call those old yet. Like the 2011 Grave Ravers, those are old items. I mean, they're 11 years old, but they're not. That kind of is the same thing for Frogz. I mean, I guess they were a year before or whatever. There's that whole thing about some people think Grave Ravers started in 2005. Some think it's 2006. My opinion, I have no idea. I don't look into it enough. I don't know. I would agree with either, because I just don't know. I don't know. I will say this. I know under some Grave Raver boxes it says 2005 or whatever. Yeah, there's some Frogz boxes where it says 2005, but that Frogz was not out until 2006. I'm just going to say that. I'm not saying which side I'm going to go with. I'm just saying that. Because I'm cool, that's why. Okay, so inflation, I don't know. Well, we don't need to get too much into that, but it should be put out there that could be another thing as to why these Frogz are getting up there, but I don't really know. I don't know if that's the answer. It could completely not be, but I'm just saying there's things going on right now, but it's probably just because other Frogz are that expensive. The ride-in Frogz, like only one Richie, he's selling Frogz right now. Obviously, is Orange My Sharona sold because it's Orange My Sharona. If I had seen that at the right time, I definitely would have gotten it, and I know how much it was, I would have done it because it's Orange My Sharona. That's also a Peak Frogz. He's got a ride-in on there. He's got a yellow on the road again. They're like $80, $90. I don't know why he thinks those are going to sell, because I do not think they're going to. There's a ride-in that's been on eBay for a while. There's like 4 yellow on the road agains that are, a couple are a bit cheaper than his, I think. They've been on for a while, longer than the ride-in. I don't know. I don't think he's going to sell them, but he's got them for that much. I think he needs to lower the price, but whatever. So that's basically what the first video was about. Now we got this one, whole part 2. So this is mainly with the community, okay? I briefly went into this in the first part, but I don't know. Let's go into it. So the Gemmy community. I came into it in 2013, towards the beginning of it, March, technically, I guess. I was mainly just talking to one person, Gemmy Industries 101. Most know him as Tigros 2006. But a lot of you probably don't know who that is because you probably don't. It's just you probably don't. But I know some of you do. There's a lot more people in the community now. 2020, 2021, 2022, there's so many new people. And they're basically all very young. But I think that's how it's always worked in the Gemmy community, pretty much. It's just all the new people that come in, they're all young. And they just get older, and some of them stay with it, and others sway from it. They part. And then some, it's kind of both. I know a couple. But, 2013, the Gemmy community was very different back then. And there's tons of you that are subscribed to me. Others, of course. But especially my channel that I know are very young. It was very different in 2013. Funky Man. Boy, I bring him up so much. I think he joined in 2016. I don't think he knows at all what it was like in 2013. I don't think. I've not brought that up a lot with him, but I don't think. I'm pretty sure he wasn't around with it then. But look, 2013 was a very different time. And here's the thing. That was when the Gemmy community was like at its 6th year. Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years in 2013. About. So that's 6 years in, so it's not the newest thing ever. Speaking with like communities anyways. But it was very, very different. It was way smaller. It was way, way calmer. And I know there's the whole thing saying, oh, that's your childhood, so you're going to think of it differently, and you're going to like to think as if it just felt so much better because you're so much younger. Yeah, I know that whole thing. I'm aware. But here's the thing. With the Gemmy community, no. It was good in 2013. Trust me. A lot of you probably will not want to believe that, but it was. It definitely was. It was very different. Completely different feel. Way smaller. The Frogz that you'd find online, much, much different. Look, you couldn't find that at all in 2013. I don't know why. I think it was more like 2012 or whatever, but you could never find that one. No one had look. No one had a... There was like one guy, BJB, had the blue whippet. You know how many of them now. There's a bunch of others. Like Good Vibrations, I think like 3 people probably had a video of that. Unbelievable, probably 2 or 3. Like, these standing kind of frogs, only a couple collectors had. Evil Ways, I think it was like me and like one other maybe. There's the old stores videos of frogs and stuff like that. Now, in 2013, I wasn't really looking at those videos as much. There's a couple videos I could think of those that used to be on there that aren't on there now. There was one of frogs in a Walmart, and like they were showing a couple different frogs, right? Maybe it was just other items like turtles or mini hamsters, and then they took a shiny yellow On the Road Again, small little Walmart box, from the top shelf and put it on the bottom and played it. I really like that video. I am very sure that video is gone because I cannot find that at all. If you somehow know that that's still around, I'd like to see that, please. I really like that video because it's shiny on the road again, and I feel like I said did I say shiny yellow on the road again a few seconds ago? I don't know. It was shiny green one. Probably would have guessed that already anyway. Yeah. I'm sure there were more videos that were on there back then that aren't now. But just videos of the Frogz from collectors, it was much different. There was way, 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 way less. There was, I mean, BJV was inactive at the time, like, completely. Didn't hear anything from him at all. He did sell, like, the last stuff in 2013, but you didn't hear from him at all on his channel, I believe. I don't think there was anything. He had videos he made in 2012. And then 2013, there may have been, like, something, but, I mean, then it just went dead silence, I'm pretty sure. I hope I'm remembering that correctly. Crazy Hippo was uploading his Frogz in 2013. I remember that. Maybe a little bit in 2014, but it was mostly 2013. He uploaded the green no scrubs again in the blue candy shop, and that... Did he upload blue? Yeah, he did. So, you know, that was interesting. There was no Push It back then. There was no Yellow Wannabe. There was like no video of a prototype Frogz. There was the one from BJB. Or should I say BJB 93, because that used to be his name. More people probably do remember that name still, but it's just BJB now, which I'm good with that. That's simple. Simple can be good. Maybe not with a lot of logos, but it could be good when it's just something like a YouTube channel. YouTube channel name. I'm just taking out the numbers, that's all. I did that. Now I'm back to this. Is it going to go back? I don't know. I guess it shouldn't because nostalgia. But Gemmy community was very different. It's a bit hard to describe. Not really, but it is a little bit. It was just so different. Many videos of Frogz that just weren't there. There were Frogz that were considered much more rare back then. There were Frogz that were considered much more common back then. And now it's like vice versa. Really, you could not find Look at all. And I think it was like the first half of 2013 you couldn't. And then after that second half, she just started popping up. Well, I don't know what was with that. This particular one stayed on eBay for 3 years. Because I bought it in 2016. I'm telling you, it was on eBay for 3 years. And I know 100%, 99% of you will simply not believe that because that sounds insane. But it's true. I swear on everyone I know that was on eBay for 3 years. Yeah. So I think you might be able to believe me there. Look at all these Frogz. In 2013, I did not have this many Frogz. I had probably, was it like 13 of them? About 13, 14 of them. Such a small number. The number went up so slow back then because I wasn't working and couldn't just get money. And I also wasn't really doing chores. I never really did chores as a kid. Like, ever. At all. Very few random times, but no, I mostly never did that. So I really did not. Like, in 2018, the last year before I started working, I was posting like reefs to my mom's social medias and all that because she makes reefs. And I got money from that, and like the first 2 items I got with that allowance money was like the Funky Town turtle and the Easter Monster Maniac. You could just barely see it over there. Yeah. Anyway, Gemmy community. Back then everyone was young too. Like all the people that are there now, they're 19, 20, 21, 22, some are like 18, 17. It's still a very wide range, but they're still all so much older, obviously. In 2013, it was still mostly just a bunch of young people. I mean, that's how it is now in a way. There's just way more now. So in 2013, it's weird. It really was so much better, but it still had a bunch of young people. It was just different. I think just it being smaller is the general reason as to why it was probably better. It was smaller. That's why. That's the most logical thing. It's not like that was such a long time ago that people just acted different. Like, no. Okay, maybe we could get into a couple things. No, not really. I mean, it was like just 3 years later, like 2016 is kind of when things started to... I mean, that's not even really true. I mean, it was 2014 when things started to change. Really. I mean, I know some aren't going to agree with that, but let's not just think about grave ravers here. There's other stuff. I mean, 2014, probably in like the middle of it, maybe at the beginning, actually, but yeah, maybe at the beginning. I would say 2014 is when the stuff started to happen. 2013 was the last good year. I mean, I think a lot would maybe agree with that. I don't know. I'm just glad it came in then. Just one more good year, but a lot of people did not come in then. There's so many subscribed to me now that did not come in 2013. First Gemmy collector I ever talked to was Gemmy Industries 101. His profile picture used to be a red yeah, but it was not the version of this feet. It was the other feet version. It was the stock picture of it. You know which one. Yeah, a lot of you don't know that guy, but you know, he always seemed like a chill person then. I don't know about now because I've not talked to him in forever, but I remember him just being super like flowy, but I don't know. It was a long time ago. It was almost 10 years ago when I started talking to him, but I don't know. I really don't know for sure, but he was definitely the first collector I started talking to. And after that, I think it was Rowdy Rough Boy 120. Remember when his name was that? Yeah. More of you probably know him because he's still active now, which that's a little surprising, but he is. It's funny, his video style hasn't really changed too much either. Although I guess a lot of collectors, really, their videos haven't changed. But there's some, yeah, but I guess a lot, not too much. But more of you probably know him. Not by that name, though. I think you could probably maybe figure out who I'm talking about, though. It's Cam Ryder was another name at one point, but Cameron Waychester. Him. Do not talk to him now. I'm going to say that, and that's it. That I used to talk to him a fair amount back then. Not as much as Gemmy Industries 101, T-Grows 2006, you know. Not as much as him, from what I can remember, but somewhat. I talked to these two in the YouTube comments, and along with this third one, Frogzy. As you now, even the young ones know him because it's Frogzy, and he's still active. And he just started growing so much in the time when the community was going very wild, I guess is the word. I don't know. When it was like growing the fastest. Like, well, maybe not. But just when the community was the most like chaotic. I don't know. That's what I remember. That's what it feels like anyway. But it was Gemmy Industries 101, Rowdy Rough Boy 120, and Frogzy. He had a different name back then. It was his actual name, I think. And it stayed like that for quite a while, actually. Then he changed it to like his Roblox name, I think, for like a little bit. And then it became Frogzy, and it's been that for a long time. Good name, but maybe there's a better name. Then there's my name, and that's kind of always stayed the same. Well, in 2013, it was a different channel. I was Koopa Kid. If you see, it's still weird. A lot of you probably don't know that was me, but a lot of you never saw those videos. So, is there even a reason to bring it up? I don't know. Some of you know it, but I know there's always going to be some that aren't going to, because there's just so many new people coming in here. Yeah, I mean, there really is. So, it was like those three that I would talk to, all in just YouTube comments. I wasn't on a social media. I didn't have an Instagram yet. I had no Twitter, no Facebook, none of that. That didn't come till like a couple years later. Instagram was was it 2014? I don't know. I think it was. Maybe 2015 for that, actually. So yeah, like a couple years. But it was just YouTube comments that were me and those three talk. Not in like a group chat. I just mean I would talk to them one-on-one, like, like that. There's probably a couple others, but they came a little bit later, like into like late 2013, or later 2013. I guess actually Rowdy Rough Boy and Frogzy, they were like I guess Frogzy was in like October, November 2013. Rowdy Rough Boy was like July or whatever, and then Gemmy Industries, I started talking to him in March in the YouTube comments, or April. It was one of the two, 2013. So they were all in 2013, but it did vary, because I realized Frogzy's first video he uploaded was in September, although I feel like he used to have a couple other videos before that one, before that Macarena Turtle video, but I can't remember what they were anymore. I do think there were a couple, though. So, yeah, this is going to be as long as the other one. I don't care. They're all probably going to be this long, but they're special. These are the videos that really can be this long just because of how they are. I'll probably be talking like this in maybe some lives, because that'll just be nice, where they're not going crazy. I kind of enjoy the stupid lives, but this is good too. I know a lot of people don't like when live streams get like that, but that doesn't bother me as much. It's such a predictable thing that's gonna happen that it's just, I don't know. And in 10 years, those people, they're gonna see that live, and they're gonna, that'll be interesting. I'm not gonna delete those. Subscribe to Frogz Master live streams. That's your ad for this video. Go subscribe to that. This will be just a hair bit longer than the other one, actually. Yeah. There you go. Cool. All right, so good old Gemmy community. So I talked to those few people. I would say in November is when I was finding just a couple others, 2 or 3. I don't really need to bring them up. That's not as an important thing. Just talking about the community in general here. So, I would say in the beginning of 2014 is when it started to, go downhill. So, 2014, like beginning of 2014, I think it started middle 2014. It was not that noticeable, but stuff was starting. End of 2014, you could see a bit of a change. Not too drastic though. Beginning of 2015, still kind of the same thing. Middle 2015, now you were noticing things. End of 2015, you were really noticing some things. This was when quite a few more were coming in. It kind of was starting at the beginning of 2015. Beginning of 2016, really ramping up with the new people. Mid of 2016, really a lot of people coming in. A lot of interesting Frogz videos coming out. End of 2016, really a lot of Frogz stuff popping up. The Push It Frogz video and that unboxing video. I think I Frogzy uploaded that way later actually, but whatever. They're the old classic video that everybody loves. Very nice. He uploaded that in October, I think, from what I remember. He got it before that, though. He got it in July 2016 with those other 3. From the guy. Should I reveal? I don't know. Some of you don't even know who that guy was that had that Push It Frogz, do you? I'm not going to say it. I keep it a secret for you new people. Some of you older ones know who it was now, though, I think. You got it. There's no way you don't. And if you don't, I still won't say it. Okay, so the end of 2016 is really when there was people really coming in and things were really starting to heat up. Beginning of 2017, like the end of 2016, beginning of 2017, I was really doing videos every day. I wasn't taking the weird breaks that I kept taking in 2016, 2015, 2014 at the end of it's when I just stopped Koopa Kid for good. And then in 2015, I think I made a new channel, or it was still Koopa. It may have still been Koopa Kid. It probably was still Koopa Kid in the 2015 videos. I only uploaded a few. By the end of 2014 to the end of 2016, it was a big on and off thing. I know in 2016 in April, I have videos that are still on here now on the Frogz Master channel, which I made in March 2016. Those are there. Still went on and off. At the beginning of May 2016, I left because of the phone problems with that iPhone 4 and the storage. Always had problems with that phone and storage back then. And then, I came back in November 2016, and it was pretty much good. I took the month break again because of iPhone 4 problems and storage. Insane. Was not a lot of storage on that thing. The phone was generally good. It's just the freaking storage was so low. Could only make such short videos. It was so sad when I had to go again. And then in, Christmas Day 2016 till, kind of till now, I guess. I just kept uploading. I really uploaded almost every day until about 2020, to be honest. Maybe there was some other point. There probably was. There was some time in 2017, I think. And nothing else after that till 2020. Anyway, in 2017, that's when I was really getting at it with the videos, and kind of 2016 at the end. But the beginning of 2017 is when the Gemmy community really started to turn into a more of a wild place, which it already kind of had been in parts in the few years before, but it was really starting to spice up now, and drama was starting to come around to almost every person. Middle of 2017, that was just peaking, and at the end of 2017, that was really still peaking, and then you have 2018. That year, I feel like has to be the worst year for the Gemmy community, because that's the year that really just, that is the year. That is the Gemmy community's year of all time. That is one of the Gemmy community years of all time. 2018, I feel like most people, the older ones, I guess they don't have to be too old. They don't have to be 19 like me, but I think that 2018 was an interesting time for Gemmy community. It really was. It was a thing then. It was so wild. Beginning of 2018, middle of 2018, end of 2018. Crazy. Now for my channel, 2018 was like a classic. A classic. Peak Frogz Master year. Really, that probably is like my best year. I didn't upload things really with many frogs or anything. I was doing that in 2017, but it's 240 audio or 240 quality, so whatever. Yeah, 2018 was like peak for my channel, but Gemmy community, that had to have been the worst year. I know there were so many like chat rooms, Discord, and Instagram, all this stuff, a bunch of GMA stuff from what I remember. GMA was still pretty active in 2018, I think, but there was just, I'm not going to get into it. I'm just saying there was a lot of stuff back then, and I really feel like that was probably the worst year for the community, and I think most would probably agree with that. I think that's actually when a lot of people took their breaks, or actually I think a couple left. I don't know. I'm showing the boxes. Whatever. Look at the boxes. They're all here. They're good. I moved them from there to over here. Whoa, big freaking difference. Isn't that crazy? They were there and now they're here. Yeah, you want to hear me talk about this some more. I know. I'm going to do it. We're going to have this be a bit longer, but it won't be an hour, so it's fine. These are the interesting things to get into anyway. I like talking about this. It's cool. It's like talking about drama, but it's not quite talking about drama. Okay, so all of 2018, from what I remember, I mean, I didn't get into it with anything. It's just the stuff that I heard and I guess saw, just pictures and stuff. That was the worst year. So 2019, that's when things very slowly started to get better. Beginning of 2019, not really a difference, but it was just a little bit better. Probably at par with, I don't know, like 2017, I guess. Probably still worse than that, but it was a beginning. Middle of 2019, I feel like that was around 2017 kind of times in terms of the quality of it. Still before the thingy, before the CC, the Corona, COVID. Still before that, so I guess that's good. But the community still wasn't good. Hey, don't forget, this is just my opinion. Don't be rude and comment. It's just my opinion. It's from my memory. The end of 2019, I don't really think was any different from the middle. There was a point in like September of 2019 and like a bit of August and October where my channel was dead. Do some of you remember that? I know I uploaded some odd videos, but my channel was dead. I don't know why it was so dead, but it was. That's when I was in the townhouse. I know in a lot of the video thumbnails, the thumbnails just didn't look good because it was the townhouse with that room that was small. I don't think maybe that did have something to do with it. I don't know. My frogs were on an interesting kind of shelf, and a lot of you probably remember that. But if you don't, go look at the 2019 videos in the second half, because in the first half of 2019, I was still in the Missouri house, the OG house for this channel, and Koopa Kid. So I think the end of 2019 for the Gemmy community was like how 2017 was. There was still a bunch of stuff going on, but whatever. Then there's the beginning of 2020. A thing happened in the beginning of 2020. None of you could figure out what that was. It's impossible. If you can't think of it, you'll never get it right. I think in the beginning of 2020, there was a noticeable change in the community. I think things were starting to get wrapped up better, nicely. Not great. To be honest, not good. It was all right. I think in the middle of 2020, it still was fine. End of 2020, it was fine. Bunch of crazy stuff happened for our dear old world, but community, I think, was fine in 2020. It was fine. I'll rate it 6 out of 10. It was all right. Had its moments. Although I was really not talking to like anyone outside of YouTube in 2020. I'll say that. It was a very very dead time in there. And then there's the whole Frog Show thing in 2020. Okay. That's when it ended, and, well, okay. So, all of 2020 was alright for the community. Beginning of 2021, it was still alright. Maybe a hair better. Middle of 2021, it was alright, you know? And in 2020, that's when I moved here and I took the month break. But most collectors took their breaks in 2018 when community was, and maybe 2019 when it was still kind of, But I took it in 2020. That was because of moving, really. I was in a hotel for like a while. I did not like that. But whatever, I saw movies in it, so I guess that's good. But, okay. So, 2021... the middle of it, and the beginning of it was just a little tiny bit better. The middle of it was just, I don't know, tiny bit better, I guess. And the end of it, I would still say overall, the 2021 was just alright for the Gemmy community. But just a tiny bit better than 2020, but I guess it still wasn't good. There were things. But at the end of 2021, a seller came into play. Right? And it kind of made the community really talk about stuff again. Older, younger, I mean, it was a big variety. It was interesting. But I would still end up 2021. That little person really didn't get into the listing yet, so it was decent. But I will say better than 2020, but not by much. But 2022, because I want to end this off good. Yeah, look, I know some aren't going to agree. I think for this year, I think the Gemmy community has been good. It's not been great. Not saying that it was not, I'm not comparing this to 2013. But I would say it's better than 2014. And obviously all the years afterwards. And better than 2021. But yeah, better than 2014. I think 2022 going outside of the Gemmy community, maybe not quite. Can't say the same thing. But I guess with some things you can, like movies. Those are doing cool again, but they're doing awesome and stuff. Money for that. For that it's good. But also the Gemmy community. I think it's been good. And you know what? Not just like a little good. I think it's been good. Not a little good. Good. But like I said, not 2013, because in 2013 it was pretty good. It was like 8 out of 10, maybe. Because I'm sure it was even better before 2013. I'm sure going before 2013 it was even better. Really. So, I think it's been good for 2013. For 2022. It was great for 2013. It's been good this year. 2022 has been a nice return for the Gemmy community. A nice form. A nice return to form for the Gemmy community. I think this year has been. 2022 is not peak Gemmy community stuff, but good Gemmy community stuff. And that's what matters, I guess. Right? That's what it's all about. Got my charger all stuck in the Frogz. I just gotta throw that down there. Look at all these guys. Look at that guy. He's living in 2022. We've got Frogz that have been with me since 2013, and it's 2022. Some of them are going to be 10. I've been with them for 10. I got BJV Frogz in here. He's got his videos of those still. Never shows the 5 o'clock somewhere in a separate video. Wish he did, but that would have been cool. But he didn't, but it's fine. You could see it in his Frogz collection video. That's kind of how part 1 was, although this is kind of like that too. They are not lined up the way they were in his video, though. Not here. In the first part, they were, obviously. Thumbnail's going to be this, I guess. Also, this is close to an hour. The third one won't be this long. Third video is very different, but kind of like how I did in part 1, since the Gemmy community is like kind of the second, or in a way the most important thing that has to do with Gemmy items. It's kind of the most important thing. Because of that, I'll save something else for the last part, which will go into the important videos playlist, which you'll see this in. That way you could watch the first part again. And after you watch the first part again, you could watch this again, because that is good to do. Long video, good watch time. Yeah, look at that. No ads, though, but I already did my ad where I told you to subscribe to Frogz Master live streams, which I did it again, so that's 2 ads for the video. Go to it. I only got like 50-something subs on there. I need more. And I'm being genuine. You really need to do it. Okay, so 2022 is good. I think that the Gemmy community is returning to form, in my opinion, but I'll respect yours. Not gonna agree with you though, but I'll respect them because I'm peak collector. I'm gonna be good with it. And when you really think about it, I didn't get into any drama. You don't even need to think about it. I didn't. I just stated things that were true. Right? They were. Okay, so we're done here. We'll see part 3. Like I said, it's going to be a bit later. That one will probably, I mean, it won't be too much after a couple other videos, but I want to have a couple other videos in between. That way it doesn't feel as repetitive, and that way it doesn't feel like it was like a huge video that I separated into parts again. I mean, basically that's what it is, but at least it won't look that way, like literally look that way, but you know, I'll keep these guys here for the third part. Because I don't know. I'm not moving these all again for the third part. I just needed to be able to get into the closet. I'll show the closet for the third part. In the third part, I don't know. I'll walk around the room, I guess. Since basically all of this, I sat there. And in part 1, I sat over there. So that'll be the difference for the third one. I'll walk around. I should have just done this for live. I guess that would have been good too. But there probably wouldn't have been a lot of people joining, and maybe that would have messed it up. Who knows? But, okay. This has been a looking into of the Gemmy community. It has been a Gemmy community discussion. This has been one of those fine and dandy Gemmy community lookbacks. It said the low battery thing again. This really didn't charge while I was recording. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that one. But what was I expecting? I was expecting that I would say in this video that 2022 has been good for the Gemmy community. And if you really think about it, you'll agree to, okay, that's the end. But I'll be back. But also, You'll get more stuff from me, maybe, or I won't. I'll take a month break again like I did in March. It's gonna happen. Not gonna see a video for a month. Alright. Peace. Fan got in the way. It's messing up my peace. Peace.